16. I had to leave around there because I was like, I'm in a position that I'm in a job that I love, but people that I was like so into, somebody was talking to me at that job. Somebody was talking to me at that job. Then you have somebody mocking me when I'm at that job. So I leave, go home, work two jobs. The one with the operations I was telling you about, the LA Fitness. Couldn't get up with that. I had a roommate that was talking about something about, she had like showing pictures of the peanuts. You got the friends with the, I was like, okay, whatever. What you showing me that for? And then another guy, oh, being gay. I'm like, okay. And all this other stuff about, not even gonna go into that, about somebody else talking about backs. And I'm like, what? So I was like, okay, whatever. So they go to my dad's. My dad's like, oh, it came so much. I was like, okay, wow. Once you go over there, I'm like, no, I can't live in there. I'm like, are you serious? Like, dude, like, okay, maybe I need like sleep on the couch and try to like build myself up again. So I'm doing that. I'm going all over the place for a job. Waking up crazy hours, taking crazy Ubers. I was like, well, I can't get to this location. Uber is gonna take like $20 out of my check, which means I gotta work an extra hour or two just to put the money back. Then I come to New York, two jobs, playing around. Per Scholars, playing around. Per Scholars and Cutie at the same time, which I could have done. I was doing, playing around, wasting money because I never got to take the test because then all of a sudden I asked for the certificate, y'all started playing because you knew what I was about to do and you wanted to keep me. So every time I asked them for the key to go do it again, it took like 3 months, 4 months. I was like, okay, then I got it, but then somebody, because a little bit slip of paper, so I lost it. I asked it again, never got it back, never got it again. So I was like, okay, well, just screw it. Just money wasted. I just call it counseling because at least while I was there, I did make a kind of a cool friend, and it kind of kept me level. But that was with the scholars why people were playing around. Then after that, went back to school. Was it try to go back to school then? But I had to withdraw. Then I tried again and got in, and everything was set. And then y'all, the boys. I even took a semester off because I took a semester when that happened. I was like, And then I took a semester off because it was seeming like they wanted me to. Like, you need to slow down and just stop. So I was like, okay, you might be right. I might need to just slow down, relax. And I tried to relax, but then no, I'm not doing enough to somebody. I'm just sitting at home relaxing. So that's not enough for everybody. I need to be working in the middle of all this crap. So they start harassing and trying to make money off you and doing this and doing that. And talking about a vaccine and all this other stuff and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, dang. Then all of a sudden they went back to harass you, which got you out of school the last time. And made you withdraw. It was like respectfully, like, I should withdraw because they give me too much, they're doing too much. Like, I'm trying, but they're doing too much. Like, I gotta take a class. Oh, he missed his class, ha ha ha. Oh, da da da, ha 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 ha. All this stuff and laughing at. Oh, he broke his TV, or oh, he's smoking weed again. Oh, we got him on drugs again. And I'm like, what? Oh, we talking da da da. Oh, we make him do da da da. Oh, he my stem dog. Oh, be my this. Oh, me my that. And I'm just like, and the police, they dragging me off. Don't put your shirt on. Listen to somebody tell them what to say to do. Da 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 da. And for the most part, then somebody else giggling and laughing, playing and hee talking about, oh, shrug his shoulders, if it's just scratch, da 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 da. Every time I go in and take my truths, Oh, then we talking about this, that, and the third. Ha 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 ha. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm taking no itch and scratch. Oh, medicine and da da da. I'm like, what? Wheeling me off to the hospital. The hospital doing it, not really saying anything, and they're not really saying what they should, which is like, okay. Then it gets to the point where y'all start trying to really cover up because y'all done so much. You're trying to get me to call out my passwords. My passwords are getting reset so much to where I forget. Oh, forgot your password again. Of course I did. Because you're calling it out. You're making me weary of my password. Then on top of that, you're harassing me while I'm out. Nobody's really doing anything. Nobody's really saying. I'm putting in complaints to NYCHA. NYCHA's not really saying anything. My rent's getting behind because the HRA is not really paying. I'm not really on any assistance like that except for what food and $200 a month, $91 every 2 weeks, and $200 for food. So my money does this. I have to rely on my mom. Then I rely on my mom. Then you want to call it out. It's like, but you're not really getting the fact that I can't really work like that. You got too much going on. I don't want to put others' lives in jeopardy. So I guess that's why you want me to work for Park and Rec. But I'm like, how fair is that? Do you know what goes on while I'm at the gym? So they're working at a place where they're already kind of doing what they want to do and making little snippy, snappy comments. Why would I do that? And you'll be cussing in front of the kids or something, or mad or frustrated, or go off and, okay. Like, I guess you figure I can't do cash register, can't do private information, this, that, and the third. Like, I tried to do stop. Stop was actually not as bad because we played music so loud. But I was like, then you play music so loud, you get tired of that. Oh, not to mention I worked 2 jobs doing Whole Foods and MTA. Then I had customers calling in. Like, they were purposely irritating, some of them. And then background noise, which is outside. If I went downstairs and got food, it was kind of like people watching my food and how much I spent. If I made it to work on time, like I came to work one day and laid my head down 7 in the morning, like 6 in the morning. Don't let them see you with your head down on your desk. It's 6 in the morning. I just got off my other job. Can't put my head on my desk at 6 in the morning. Nobody's here. Then go to the doctor's office. They're snickling about coming in once a year. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, yay. But I'm like, no. I'm a bit of a hypochondriac. So the health thing I am a bit on, but then somebody wants to prove against that. So now I got somebody trying to say, oh, you're nasty. You don't give a darn about this and that. I'm like, but I do. Like, that's why I buy bleach. That's why I buy antibacterial soap. That's why I buy like all this other stuff. And I try to go to the doctor regularly. Like, and they tell me not to go. So like, you're trying to help me break from being a hypochondriac. But I'm like, well, why would you do that? Because you're not really being foretelling. And then it's like, oh my God. So it's a lot that you're doing, but you're not explaining. Then I'm having dreams about my mom getting ran over by a taxi. The most excruciating dream of my life. That, and it still makes my hand shake. That, and then you make fun of it at Polo Ground. That shit, excuse me, that mess was out of line. The backing over thing way under the bridge, then the fighting in the back of the truck, then the raping and sounds that you're trying to screw somebody's mother. Then you try to turn it and act like you're talking about somebody else. Then you have people that look like my family. Then you take my situation and you try to highlight others' situation while I'm still in my situation. Then you try to replace me. Then you don't listen. Then you call up my food stamp and my monetary amount so that people can take advantage of that. Then you tell people what to do to irritate me or counter stuff that I'm going to do the right way. Then you're demonstrating. Then I contact the authorities and they're like snickering. At the FBI, I left dates for the Department of Justice to check their cameras. When I went to the FBI, they're in there snickering and giving me a hard time. And of course I get mad and slam the phone down or leave it off the hook because I'm like, you're not only wasting my time, you're wasting the time of people around me that have nothing to do with this. You're wasting hospital time when somebody can be seen. You're wasting police time when somebody else could be held. You're wasting employee time. There's a lot of other people wasting time. You're wasting something I don't even know, like that I could feel and is tangible. And this, that, and the third. Oh, so it's gotta be him. And you got that person who's obsessed with this extraterrestrial talk. So y'all started up more. And then y'all do little stuff to make stuff seem like stuff. So he comes around. Then you have somebody to where I feel like, oh, my best friend, like, and it feels and it's so real and everything is so tangible that you can hear and this, that, and the third, but then it stops. Then I don't know how to cope. Because now not only do I have that I'm isolated from people, I'm isolated from this feeling. And it's like, damn, so you continue to take and take and take and then block me from the one thing in this world that I so desire for, and you don't give a fuck. Excuse my language. You don't give a fuck, and I have to. You don't give a. And then somebody else, oh, I made you leader. Call these strength. Call these how passionate I am. I have to stop. I keep getting lighted. But I have to keep swallowing stuff just to keep pushing through. I have to keep going along with just so it doesn't become so overwhelming that I do try to do something to myself. And then you tell people I was. Then you say you're helping. No, it's not us. Then you say You want me to do this and you want me to do that. I'm like, okay, I'm doing it as safe measure. Because if I don't, you'll have that to come back and throw in my face. Oh, well, we tried. So then I'm frantically, I hear it outside. Then I'm frantically covering my bases. And I'm almost like,